Like, let's say someone from Ngamaser, how does that person exercise that right of asking a councillor, an MP, Khosi, Khosana to account?
I guess they address them. They go to them, say, this is what we are doing, blah, blah, blah. Yeah? Then they have the right to stand up at whatever forum that gives them that opportunity.
Okay.
To say, but why is it that this thing is like ABC? I really see, I think COVID-19 came up with some positives.
Okay.
Where we saw the leadership, more TV, they were there explaining things. People were given an opportunity to ask questions. Yeah? That is accountability. Yeah? People, those people who ask those questions, yeah, they were not begging to ask those questions.
Yeah.
They were exercising a right to ask that question because they wanted to understand why certain decisions were taken in the manner that they were taken.
Okay.
Yeah? So that is accountability, because at the end of the day, transparency and accountability now promotes what? Integrity. Right?
Okay.
And integrity facilitates what? Values. Yeah?
So we still go back to the first box.
So we still go back to the first box.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Rekane, transparency, accountability, the institutions that we have, are they working? Aren't they working? How are Botswana using them? How are we taking advantage? Or are we taking advantage of the institutions we have to ensure that our leaders actually do what they ought to do in line with those shared values?
Okay. I think it's very important. The most important thing is for us as Botswana to fully comprehend what our national system is, what it's supposed to be doing, what our power, what power we hold within that system.
Okay.
We form part of the system.
Yes.
We form part of the institution, the bigger institution, because we are the ones, everything is assumed to be done in our name. Yeah. So the thing is that you will find that in most cases, members of parliament will come to a constituency and call a constituency meeting. There will be someone with a city council car driving, whatever, making an announcement. Tomorrow, member of parliament coming at Khota, yari yari. But the thing is that, I don't know, maybe I stand to be corrected. To this date, I've never had an incident where a constituency has ever called its member of parliament to say, come to the Khota, we have issues, we have a bone to pick with you.
We want to raise with
We want you to hold you accountable. We want to tell you, because we understand this is what is going on in parliament. We understand maybe, for example, that funds have been looted that are supposed to be benefiting us. We want you to go back to parliament and say 1, 2, 3. We've never done that as people. We just push it aside and we waive our responsibility.
That's just hit me now. But why? How come? Can we do that? The question is, can Botswana do that?
Can.
Yeah.
How?
We can.
How do we do
We
it?
just
We can summon our parliamentarian, say, hey, Era, this is what we hear. Now come, brief us.
Botswana, do you hear? You can summon your parliamentarians.
Yes.
You can summon your councillors. You can summon your leaders and ask questions and demand answers from them.
You can summon your parliamentarian. You can summon your councillor. That is accountability, right? If your parliamentarian is not representing you, is not representing your input, you have the right to call him. O sa lo ya ko parlamenteng kwa, o sa lo ko councileng kwa. O na le nenyane 5 council sessions. Ha se go dula le molomo wa gago. Ha to go relay. You have not even consulted us. Go relay. You have that right.
Wow.
It is within your right.
So that's the thing. That is
Kana ke so se kile nenyane. Re the late President Rahawan. I think he was addressing a constituency somewhere. And then people were telling him, Kanara, this councillor, o sala thopiwa gare mmone gare ya ba re nya le mo ithopetse
Me piletse.
e le gore ba ne ba re nya ke ngo sa mo kubare ai ga ke na that thata and indeed he didn't have that power.
Yep.
The people had the power. How motopa about 5 years, that is your problem. It is your own indaba. You have abdicated your responsibility
As a citizen.
as a citizen.
Wow. Rekane, you were about to say something.
Yes. So this is the thing. It's like, how are we going to hold our leaders accountable when we keep waiving our rights? It is upon us, it's upon our rights to call them to order, to say, we understand in Parliament right now there's a bill about 1, 2, 3 that is being discussed. As your constituency, this is where we stand. So basically, in other words, what we have done, we've basically given our members of Parliament the power to say, as you please, go and do whatever laws, go and discuss whatever in Parliament. When something happens, do as you please.
And we are willing to suffer the consequences.
Exactly. We are willing to suffer the consequences. We trust in whatever your capabilities, but we forget to keep the members of Parliament, the legislature, in check. Every time they call us to order, they call us to the khotlas and tell us what they want, and then they disappear. But we never do the same. Because when they come in, they have an agenda that they will stick to. It's not part of our agenda. As the constituency, we need to bring our agenda, bring them to our meeting and say, this is our agenda. This is what we want to talk to you about. Like right now, like Ray Kathleen has explained, COVID has taught us a lot of things. A lot of things we didn't understand about the constitution and all those things. The constitution, where we saw even the councillors of Parliament and the councillor, as in the lawyer, but hello, such a parliament or constitution, which they didn't understand. And to some of I don't understand. I don't know if people actually listened and watched what's going on, but understand that we have entrusted this class of individuals to make laws, and they have challenges. So what does then that say about us as the constituency? As the constituents, we have put Re Katulo ha Parliament, we have put K in ha Parliament, me badidi ha ba iresepe. So ronarari hela kana go tlhalosia and then there is the part this part for me, as far as I'm concerned, I think the constitution as the mother of democracy, as the mother of accountability, transparency, and all those things. As far as I'm concerned, the constitution has to be free. Because in order for me to exercise my rights as a citizen, all the other laws, yes, I don't mind if they come at a cost. But the constitution, for me to come and hold you accountable, I need to understand what my rights are. For me to understand, I don't have to pay to come and understand what my rights are. Constitution, if it's free and if it's accessible to everybody, accessible in the sense that it's also around language. Access is not just about the geographic reach or whatever. It's also about language. I'm from Shizina, so we need a constitution that it needs to be accessible in the sense that it's done in a user-friendly language. We dumb it down. We know most of these legal structures are made in a legal language, which is not, truth be told, very friendly.
I mean, our legislature, they needed interpretation from a lawyer for them to understand certain provisions. Now, while of an ordinary Motswana.
Exactly.
Okay.
So in order for us to ensure that we stand firm in holding our users accountable, we stand firm in insisting on transparency of our country, we need to understand the powers that we have. And the Constitution is the mother body, is the one that gives us everything. I still say it needs to be free. It needs to be dropped down into different languages. All the languages that, and it needs to be dumbed down so that people understand. Otherwise,
doing the same thing.
No, I think in we also as a society, as individuals, we need to take responsibility to inform ourselves.
Yes, definitely.
Now, how it's an office you'll find all the law books. I'm not a lawyer, but I consult law books because it is within my right to do that.
Yes.
So that I understand what is going on. Right?
Right.
So it is very, very key for as citizens. We should understand our constitution, we should understand our laws, we should be informed on the governance generally.
Yeah.
We should be informed on what does that mean to us? You get my point? Yeah? We should inform ourselves.
No, definitely.
So we have that responsibility to inform ourselves so that we can hold our leaders to account. How do you hold somebody to account when you don't even know what you expect from them?
Yes.
Exactly.